my friends. How are we doing today? Today, I'm going to do something that I've always told my in-person classes that I want to do. A class where it's almost all hip openers and meditation. Now, if this is not what you want to do today, it's okay to go back to one of my on-demand classes. But if you'd like to do a session where we focus on loving on our hips today, loving on ourselves, this might be the class for you. So right now, we'll just start with our breath. I'm in crisscross applesauce. I'm going to take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's do that again. Deep breath, and let it go. Okay, friends, I'm going to add a side bend. Breathing in, and taking a side bend. And as I do, I'm going to try to turn my chest and look to the ceiling. In truth, friends, this is all about releasing tension from the places where we tend to store them, which is shoulders and hips, yeah? So we're going to take another deep breath in. Deep breath. And not only am I going to take the side bend and reach, so rather than like reaching for the floor, I'm going to reach for the opposite wall, and I'm going to look up at the sky. I'm going to imagine I've got a skylight, and I've got a view of a gorgeous blue sky, and I'm going to let it go. Now, friends, let's crisscross applesauce the other way, and take a deep breath in, and keep this lovely length. I'm going to keep my front of my shirt long, trying to keep the wrinkles out of it as I come forward. Sitting up, breathing deep, lengthening my spine, and exhaling, bring length forward. Try not to round through my shoulders or collapse through my chest. I'm trying to be open. And release. Friends, let's open our hips a little more and lengthen our spine. I've been sitting at a computer all day. How about you? Maybe you've been sitting at a computer today. I'm taking my knees wide, toes together, pushing my hips to my heels. I've got my hands anchored forward, and I'm trying to keep them anchored into my mat, so I add on length into my spine, even as my hips open. I'm going to breathe into that a little bit. Now, friends, I'm going to release. I'm going to bring my hands to you. And then bring my hips to heels. Keep the hands anchored. Oh, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen through your spine. I'm going to do that to the other side. I'm going to take my hands the other way and draw back. Oh, I'm getting a great stretch through my back. My spine is feeling longer. I've been hunched. I've been feeling like a troll. I don't want to be a troll. I want to be a person. So I'm going to do that again, the whole sequence. Anchoring, pulling back, and thinking of lengthening out through the top of my head and out through my tailbone at the same time. Oh, this is opening my heart too. Back, hands to you. Pulling back. Breathing through that stretch before I switch sides. Okay, friends, let's release and sit back up. Let's turn to each other and take bound angle. I've got the soles of my feet together. I'm drawing them in as close as can be. Now, I like my front of my shirt trying to be as long as can be. I've got my shoulders down. I'm breathing to lengthen my spine. I'm exhaling, thinking of lengthening through my spine rather than collapsing and curling and rounding. Open, long, gently pressing my knees down. Oh, hello, inner thoughts. We're going to release, breathe, and come forward. I'm just going to bop a little bit to the beat. If you'd like to bop to the beat, you might do that same thing too. Now, friends, I'm going to release. You're going to take one leg, other leg crossed under. This is crisscross applesauce, easy pose. Or you might flex your foot and bring it on top. Heel on knee, knee on foot. I'm going to lift. I'm going to exhale and bring my knee, bring my chest over my knee. I'm going to sweep to the other side. I'm going to sweep to the other knee again. It's like, do I like this knee? This is Ira. How you doing, Ira? I'm going to check the other knee. This is Marv. Marv, how are you? I'm going to breathe and say, you know what? I choose neither knee. I choose both knees. I'm going to come right down the middle. And remember, rather than rounding, I'm thinking of lengthening and coming forward. Oh. See, I like it when you can see my Y. I'm hoping you can see my Y. Okay, friends, let's get the other side. I'm going to take leg under, or flex foot on top. Breathe and sit as tall as can be. Okay, friends, let's check out Marv. Do you name your knees? I have named my knees for at least 10 years. I've had osteoarthritis for at least 10 years. And when my knees start talking to me, I start talking to them. Ira, how you feeling? Feeling okay? Let's check back in on Marv. Marv, looking good. Back to Ira. Ira, did anything happen in this time? Okay, friends, I'm going to sit back up, breathing, lengthening, and bringing my Y to you, your Y to me. Okay, friends. Next up, how about we become frogs together? I'm going to release. Now, friends, you've already heard that both of my knees sometimes get a little tugged back to me, so I'm going to give them a little bit of padding. I'm going to bring my knees as wide apart as I can. Now, once they're as wide apart as I can for now, see my feetsies, my heels? I'm going to hide them right behind my knees. Feet are still flexed. Oh, where's the other one? Oh, here we go. There we go. My heels are right behind my knees. Rather than letting my back sag right by my waist, I've got a long spine. I'm breathing. And I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to shift my hips back and go, ooh, how do they feel? Oh, there's where I'm holding a little tightness. But that might not be where you are holding tightness. So as you breathe, let's shift our hips forward. Let's shift back and forth, your tempo. Using your breath to find where's the stickiness. Where are our hips going? Now, friends, did you notice where the stickiness is? Where your hips are going? Actually, friends, I want you to go right there, and I want you to breathe. Now, right now, your hips are saying no, 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 but breathe and try to relax. And as we sit here, I'm actually feeling my hips and my inner thighs start to relax, and my knees are starting to slide apart even further. This is a pose that requires time and a little patience. If we want, we can shift slowly in and out of sticky places, but rather than doing that fast, I want you to move slow and controlled and move with your breath. Okay, friends, I think that's enough of frog. How about you? I'm bringing my toes together. I'm pushing back and out to slide out of that frog. Okay, friends, now that we've done that, how about we do camel? Yes, camel is a hip opener. Now, I'm starting with my feet, or with my feet, my knees right under my hips. I'm going to now show the side view. Okay, friends, I'm going to start with my hands at my low back. I'm going to lengthen first. So rather than starting from here and rather than leaning back from my low back, actually that hurts. I'm going to instead lengthen. I'm going to find where my bra strap is, and I'm going to lean back from there. That's where we have a little bit more mobility. It's in our thoracic spine, not in your lumbar spine. Now, friends, if you can, keep your hips directly on top of your knees. We might find our heels. But if you find yourself falling back, I want you to come here with me. This might help us more. Remember, it's not from your waist, but it's from higher up your spine that we find our extension. That's where we have mobility in our backside. It's not in your lumbar spine. If we do that from our waist, we're just going to crunch our back and it's going to hurt. Now, friends, if I want even more from here, I'm going to take both arms and bring them overhead. Oh yes, long levers means a little more work. And it's actually also opening my hip flexors. I'm going to release. I'm going to come down. And now give a little cat-cow just to give my back some relief. A cat. A cow. Yes. Cat-cow is all about spinal flexion. That's what we're doing right now. A cow, spinal extension. There's that back bend. Now I'm going to release and try that camel one more time. I sometimes find one time in a stretch, my body's not really ready for it. Time two, I'm long as can be. I'm finding to lean back from where my bra strap would be, or where our heart strap monitor would be. We might stay here. We might bring hands up. Oh, yes. Now tuck chin, release. Now friends, we're going to come into pigeon. I'm going to start again, hands and knees. I'm going to bring my hands down. We're going to come into pigeon. I know, I like to find different ways to demo a pose. Guess what? This is going to be pigeon. I'm going to take my knee outside my hip. I've got it right next, can you see, to my knee. I'm going to breathe and shift my hips back. I'm pushing my hips back. I'm coming forward. I'm pushing my hips back. This is another way to come into pigeon or to feel pigeon. I feel movement helps, not just taking a passive pose, but slowly moving in and out of the stretch. Notice what I'm not doing is my knee is not inside my hip. There, nothing's happening with my hip rotators or glutes. It's got to be knee outside the hip, push back. Now, we might, from there, instead come into 90-90, this is pigeon with a Z-sit. Or maybe this side leg. See, notice how this knee is not here. Outside my hip. Squared right in the middle of my hips. Now this is feeling like, oh, I'm not feeling much of anything. And if it feels comfortable, we might send that leg back. Notice I'm right in the middle of my hips. Your pigeon might be long. Your pigeon might come forward. I'm breathing. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, friends. Whatever tension you're finding, breathe it in and see yourself breathing it out. Let that tension go. Okay, friends, we're going to switch sides. I'm coming to hands and knees. I'm going to bring this knee. I'm going to rotate it out. So, knees outside of hip. Trying to balance there. Okay. My ankle is right at my knee, and I'm pushing my hips back, coming forward, and shifting back, coming forward. Move at your pace and with your breath. As I'm moving into a stretch, I'm breathing out to tell my muscles soften, 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 soften. And as those muscles release, I'm coming back into either 90-90. Remember, we don't want that knee here. Then no rotators or glute stretch. Knee outside of hip, 90-90. Or a leg back behind. Maybe we're proud. Oh, I love it. You can see my Y. I get so excited when you can see my Y. Or maybe, well, I hate to hide my Y, but this does feel a little more intense and it's a little bit of a better, bigger stretch for me. If this is not for you today, maybe we're here. Maybe we're here. Breathe. And breathe. Maybe groove. I know. I'm like, Minda, you're so goofy. You're like, thank goodness you don't teach a dance class. Yes, indeed. Thank goodness I don't teach a dance class. Okay, friends. From here, let's do another move for our hips. I'm going to find a different way to come into my cow face pose. Coming to hands and knees again. You're like, Minda, you're liking the hands and knees. I am. I'm now going to cross knees on top of each other. And I'm now going to push myself back. And hello, cow face pose. Now, if this does not feel right, if it feels a little too much, one cow lip and a long leg and a foot saying hi. Now, remember how I was saying sometimes we hold a lot of stress and tension in hips and shoulders, because I've been like this. I've had shoulder chandeliers. I'm telling them down, girls. I'm now going to, maybe, again, let's try this. I'm going to come back into my cow face pose. There we go. I'm going to give my cow an ear. Maybe I'm going to give that ear in a scritch behind my back. Maybe you're like, nope, no ears. No ears for me. You do you. But breathe. I know. Do you see the cow's lips? These are cow's lips. I don't see that, but maybe you do. Okay, friends. That's one side, right? I'm going to come out of it and do the other side. So I'm starting on hands and knees. I'm just bringing one leg behind the other. I'm bringing my feet out as much as I can and then pushing back. Hello, cow face pose. Remember, you can always extend this bottom leg, but I'm lifted. And maybe grooving. Okay, friends. In my in-person class, in one of my in-person classes, I was like, okay, maybe your cow just entered a cow contest at the state fair. And maybe you're like, I'm checking out to hear my name. What's my name called? You might have the perkiest of cow's ears, keeping an ear out for your name. Maybe you're like, oh, my cow's ear is a little scritchy. And you might reach from behind. If you're like, this is really kind of painful for me. Maybe you're like, nope, I'm going to stay with the lips. I'm a cow with just gorgeous lips. You do you. Okay, friends. Now I'm going to breathe and release my cow to the wild. I know, you're like, releasing a cow to the wild? Yes. Okay, friends, from here, Taking my legs out, bending my knees. Find length in your spine first. Exhale forward. Maybe we're coming forward a little. Maybe we're coming forward more. But try not to do this. Try not to hunch and pull down. It's really not about down. Think long and forward. Open. Shoulders relaxed. The fold is going to come from here, not here. Now in time, your fold will be able to come lower, but it comes from going to the point where you feel a little discomfort. Just a little bit. And breathe until that discomfort goes away. Is it floating away? If it floats away, come forward a little more until you find the next space of discomfort. Friends, when I started my practice 15 years ago, when I started my first wide leg fold, this was my fold. This is as far as I could go without rounding and really hurting my low back and not really getting in my hamstrings. But I was like, but look, I've got long legs. It took time embracing and engaging the discomfort and relaxing into it. And relaxing into it, and relaxing into it. In time, legs could go a little longer. I could go a little deeper. And then deeper yet. But it's taken me years, double-digit years, to find here. Because it's about coming into the discomfort and welcoming that and saying, okay, I'm stretching my boundaries. I'm stretching my comfort zone and then getting used to it. And then once you're used to it, the next boundary and the next boundary yet. Okay, friends, breathe. Okay, friends, I'm going to come back out. And I'm going to make my way into lizard. Friends, I've got my hands right under my shoulders. My back leg, I'm going to bring it forward. I'm going to bring my shoulder next to my knee. I'm going to lower my hips. Now, option, you might stay right here. You might tuck toes and send your legs straight and up. I'm pushing through my heel to make that leg long and straight. Today, though, I'm going to come here, knee down for my lizard. And first things first, twist into that back leg. Next up, I'm going to take this lifted arm. I'm now going to thread through to you. I'm going to bring that elbow as close to the mat as I can. Hi. Oh, there's a big hip opening stretch. I'm coming back into my twist. And I'm switching. I bring my hand down, knee back, front leg. Knee over ankle, knee next to my shoulder, foot next to my hand. I'm now twisting my chest into the thigh. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Hi. Okay, friends, time to thread the needle. We're gonna thread, bring our elbow as close to the mat as we can. There's a big hip stretch right there, right there. And I'm going to release, come back into my twist, and release. Okay, friends, from here, I'm going to switch legs. Other knee, bring it forward. Hand to thigh, I'm going to bring knee over ankle, shift your hips forward. I'm going to come out of that, come back into it. Okay, friends, next up, hamstrings. Fingertips to mat and try not to let your back round. Spine in neutral. I'm going to flex that back foot. I'm beginning to shift my hips back, keeping my spine as long as I can be. I might have to have a bend. Remember, if you're rounding your spine, that's you trying to say, no, I'm trying to avoid that stretch. Long spine, hips back, half monkey. This is half monkey. I'm coming back into the hip flexor stretch. I'm going to ease out of it. I'm going to come back into it. Back into half monkey. Now, for those of you who are a little more flexible, I'm not fully there yet. I'm working my way there. We might not be going there. Oh, I'm going to take my mat with me. We might still be here. Remember, if you're rounding your back, that's your back trying to compensate for a tight hamstring. Invite the discomfort. Come into the stretch. Just to where you're feeling a little bit and breathe into it. Yeah? Okay, friends, I'm going to switch legs. Knee over ankle. Knee over ankle, and I'm shifting my hips forward. I'm bringing it back. Shifting, ooh, losing my balance. Shifting into it again. Bring fingertips to mat. Half monkey. Long spine. Okay, friends. Breathe. Back into the hip flexor release. Shifting forward. Coming out. Shifting forward again. Fingertips to mat. Half monkey. Or full. Pull your heart forward rather than rounding to the floor. I'm going to feel the hamstring stretch as I, at the same time as I send my hips back, I pull my heart forward and keep my spine long. That's when I feel the hamstring stretch. Okay, friends, let's release it. Ease your way back down to the mat. Let's try our bound angle one more time. Let's see if we made a difference in our bound angle. Breathe and lengthen. Exhale, leg comes forward. Remember, try not to round or hunch. Open, long, and forward. Rather than thinking of pulling my head down, let's think of lengthening my spine forward and up. Okay, friends, we're going to release crisscross applesauce. Now, friends, we just spent about 30 minutes working on our hips, targeting inner, outer thigh. We're targeting the many ways in which our hips move and can hold on to stress. If you'd like to do the other part of my favorite bit of what would be my favorite class, hip openers and meditation, we have a number of great meditation videos right on demand. But for today, I'm going to have to leave that out of my practice. Instead, let's seal our practice together with a deep cleansing breath in. Exhale, release what you want. Breathe and gather all you wish to take from today's practice. Draw it to you and know that it's yours to do as you choose. Everything else stays behind. The goodness in me bows to the goodness in you. I hope to see you again here on the Virtual Live Like I said, if you'd like to do more, we have a lot of fun stuff on our catalog. Check us out. I'll see you another time, and until then, mwah, be well, my friends. Bye.
I'm Sarah, and this is Cardio Dance. Are you guys ready to work out? Let's do it.
Through the bag. Go! That's where we want to go.
Last 10 seconds. I'm right here with you. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Y. My name is Erin. I'm Jennifer.
My name is Linda.
My name is Tommy, and today we're going to do a quick step routine.
We feeling like we can conquer the world today?
I wish you all could smell it. It smells so good.
Time. We get stronger in my world. We're going to do it again.
We'll see you again. Keep working hard. You did awesome.